During this spiritual awakening process, you're going to go through a lot of shedding of belief systems, a lot of shedding of any ideas, ideology, any conclusions, anything that seeks to contain our experience of existence is shattered. Anything that we use to define, to limit, to label our existence is diffused. Language that we use is also affected. Absolutely every belief system is released. Now, during the process, apart from releasing belief systems that are already in place or limitations that are already in place, there will be some belief systems, there will be some beliefs, some new conclusions that we are drawing that will also ultimately be picked up and dropped, picked up and dropped. Every single thing that says human existence is meant to be this, spirituality is about this, my deities are about this, that there is a God, there is this. Every limitation, every definition is annihilated. And removing all of these sort of systems, all of these definitions, opens us to a wider, holistic experience of existence. Not simply human existence, but existence. When we limit ourselves, or we limit ourselves to beliefs or how things ought to be, even how a spiritual awakening looks like, right? So you may have a very different spiritual awakening experience to the one next to you, or there'll be somebody else, because ultimately, right, if spiritual awakening is meant to be one size fits all, then we will not have any trouble communicating with each other. We will be able to recognize these things pretty easily. Yet, one spiritual awakening person and another one may not see eye to eye on things, and what keeps them apart would be their own unique individual blueprint that they need to work out. Not only their own blueprint, but also, right, the possibility that it is not the same for everyone. So to allow us to communicate and to allow us to have some safety, or to have a safe haven, we have then created little pockets in the spiritual community, in the spiritual awakening community. So we'll have, one will be called this, one will be called that. And the main reason for that, right, is that we are not able to see eye to eye with each other, and because we are trying to limit what the spiritual awakening process is, and that limitation comes from having a belief system. The reason why it's so difficult for us to discharge belief systems, right, and why we hold on to something, right, or to hold on to some framework, hold on to some container, is really just safety, levity. Because to have nothing to contain us, to have no limitation, to have no framework, we feel lost. We don't know what to do. But the irony here is that when you're going through your spiritual awakening and that you have no container, you're this free form now, right? So a free form, there is no man, woman, there's nothing. You're just a free form, right? Now in that free form where there's no container, you are totally liberated. Not only are you liberated, you actually have that openness to embrace and to see, to perceive, and not to say, whatever I can't perceive with these five senses, whatever I can't see, can't possibly exist, right? The beauty of spiritual awakening is, as we are shedding all these belief systems, including belief systems around a spiritual awakening, including things like what to do with an awakening, how awakened are we, and we'll have different schools of thought, different community, different pockets of people, right? But there has to be one umbrella, right? There has to be something that is all of us. And the fact that everyone has such a varied experience, surely it's testament to the fact that we are unlimited, we are infinite, right? The fact that you can have a varied experience, even such as a spiritual awakening, such as a Kundalini awakening, such as an awakening, you can have so much, is that we are infinite. Now, if that in itself is not testament to your infinite abundance in every way, an abundance of how I can possibly project my existence, my personality, how I can be, whether I want to be an animal, whether I want to be a human, whether I want to be whatever else, right? It is absolutely endless, right? And to think that just the human is it, right? We are so much more. We're so much more. It's incredible that you look at scriptures or holy scriptures, or you look at hieroglyphics, you look at so many various texts, languages, images, symbols. You'll find that whatever has already passed, there are people who've already experienced this, they've witnessed so many things that we are talking about even now, is that there is nothing new. There's nothing new. It's just the perception, right? It's just a different body looking at things in a different way. But in fact, we exist. We've always existed. There is nothing limiting to this existence. There's nothing limiting to the abundance, right? So any of these ways that we feel, I believe this and I believe that it just goes. There is no belief system. Now, when we don't have any beliefs, we don't have any limitations, we actually don't have anything. You are blank. You are absolutely blank, right? To the point, it's such an effort to have a thought, and your day will go pretty much without a plan. Your day will go pretty much without you having to organize it. You set up a business without any business plan, without any business expertise, and things will go wonderfully. It's amazing what happens when you're in a free fall and you're actually experiencing life as a free form. Don't call it soul, don't call it spirit, don't call it any of those things or labels if you haven't had the experience, or if you don't feel like, right? But if you can and you have felt this unlimited, boundless freedom, right? Enjoy this free form and see what else you can share. Take care of yourselves. Tune into your abundance, because you are abundant. There is nothing that is not abundant. Look around you, look inside of you, realize your infinity, realize your abundance. Lots and lots of love. Take care.